Plaintiff Josh Whitefish says while dating the defendant, she would often get violent during arguments. Josh claims once the defendant threw a cell phone at his head, and they broke up because she cheated on him with her current boyfriend. Josh is suing his ex for rent and a loan. Defendant Christina Blasky says in high school Josh was a hotshot, and she and her friends would argue over who was going to date him. Christina claims the reason they broke up is because Josh played video games for hours instead of spending time with her, and she doesn't believe she owes him for anything.
All right, start with you.
All right, back in 2010, me and Christina started hanging out. We became friends with benefits. After she was dating one of my friends. He's fine with it. We were cool with it. So then I started to see kind of the ugly side to her.
Like what?
One time I was just sitting there, wasn't paying attention to really what she was saying. She got mad, whipped the cell phone at my head. If I wouldn't have looked at her when I did, she would have hit me right in the head with the phone. Another time, we were just sitting there on the couch. Again, I wasn't really paying attention to what she was saying. She took my laptop, snapped it right in front of me. I got up.
To get your attention.
To get my attention. Snapped the laptop right in front of me. I just kind of looked at her, got up, walked out the house.
I'll be listening today. You'll have my attention.
Walked out and she's on the porch saying, "Why aren't you going to talk to me?" And I didn't even really say it, and I just kind of looked back at her and just kept walking. Other than that, she would go to Goodwill after they would be closed, and she would come back out and be like, "What are you doing?" She'd be like, "Well, I wanted to check these bags out to see if there's anything I want before they get it." And so...
She worked there?
No, she would just go there after dark, and if there were other bags there, she would go through them. So,
she was a Goodwill thief.
Yeah.
All right. So why did you all break up?
She started, the guy that she bought the car from, that we got the car from, she's dating now. So
for cheating is why you broke up?
I can't prove it, but I'm going to say yes.
You accused her of cheating and then you all broke up?
Yeah.
All right, ma'am, let me hear from you.
Well, he is sorely mistaken, but believe it or not, you wouldn't know it by now, but he used to be like the player, the hot shot back in the day. I was watching my friends argue over who's going to date him and all that nonsense, and then we became friends with benefits.
Back in what day?
Oh, the heyday, high school.
How many days or years?
About high school, about 10 years ago.
Okay, makes sense.
And then we ended up dating. He let me move in, said he would help me. He knew I didn't have a lot of money. And so I moved in, and he ended up buying me the car, but we broke up because...
Did you steal from the Goodwill?
I did not steal from the Goodwill. Those were already in my car, and he just put two and two together that's where they came from. And I just kind of roll with it.
Where did they come from?
Well, they were just already in there, probably from Goodwill purchases before, but I wasn't going to show them everything I bought all at once.
Why?
I had to slowly bring it in. That's
Why?
a female trick.
Oh, well, usually they pull it off for Nordstrom's or Macy's or something new. I believe most men would welcome their woman coming in with all the bags and it says Goodwill. You say, "That's my baby.
Buy all you want."
Buy all you want. Here goes the credit card. Nordstrom's, it might be smarter to take it out the car a little at a time. Go ahead. All right. So why'd you all break up?
We broke up because he would do such things as I would be talking to him for a set amount of time, thinking he's answering me back. He'd be like, "Hey, where's those grenades?" I'm like, "Are they in the fridge? What are you talking about?" I go in and he's talking on his headset to Call of Duty game for hours. So I whipped the phone at his head at one point. I snapped the laptop at one point. But it was all called for after hours of me thinking he's conversing with me, but really he's conversing with Nintendo, getting insanely jealous, almost to the point of delusional.
He was getting jealous.
Yeah.
About what?
He thought that his friend had me in his phone as a different girl's name and that we were secret texting.
So he thought you were cheating with his friend?
Yeah, which was...
All right. And that caused you to break up?
He left a note and I moved out the same day.
All right. That's what you have there?
Yep.
All right. Let me read. So she said that you terminated the relationship.
Yes.
We both know it's over. Get your... And that was because... All right. All right. And is this because of the cheating suspicion?
Yes.
All right. So tell me how she owes you for rent and an unpaid loan.
Okay, back in February 2010 is when she moved in. A little while after that, well, in May of 2010 is when she started having financial problems. Rent in the beginning was $150 for her. In May, I dropped it down to $75.
Rent began the first month she moved in?
First, yeah, and until she moved out in June of 2012, for the 26 months, I never got none of the rent money.
All right, and what were you saying to her when you weren't getting any of the rent money?
I would just ask her.
Get some.
Yeah, I would bring it up here and there.
What would she say?
Really nothing. She would just kind of, I'll get it to you. I'll get it to you.
Oh, okay, she said she'd get it to you.
Yes.
All right. She never gave you a dime, you say?
No, not of the 26 months.
How often did you ask her over the course of 2 years?
Once a night.
Okay, he asked you for rent once a night?
No.
That kind of style, you know. He never really wanted money. He said it more of a sexual overtone, like pay me when you can, you know.
Did he ever use the term rent?
No, he just said, like, I was having financial troubles before I moved in. He knew that. It didn't start later on. And he basically said, you know, get me when you can, basically meaning get me when you can. Not
relating to rent?
Yeah, but not in the monetary sense. He wanted
the word rent was never mentioned, you say?
He said, pay me back when you can with like
pay
a
me back
wink
for
and
what?
For like the car and.
Oh, we're talking about rent.
Well, that too.
He did mention the. He
never said amount.
Did he mention the word rent?
Yes.
Kind of, yeah.
Yes.
Good enough. Got it. All right, your credibility is. Tell me about the loan. We know she owes for rent.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The loan was in June of 2010. Mm-hmm. The guy that we got the car from, she's now dating. Which
how much did you loan her in 2010?
$1,000. No, it was 2011, Your Honor.
2011. What month?
June.
And when was she to repay?
We had an agreement that she would pay me back. Again, it was kind of the same as the rent. I know you're having problems with it. Can I get some of the money now? You know, because she had the kids. So, you know, a lot of the money that she would get.
So from 2010 to when you moved out or when you all broke up, that was in 12?
2012.
She never paid you a dime on the loan nor the rent?
No.
And she said when you'd ask for it, that you said it with the kind of a, hey, but we can do a little trade here for sexual favors. Sounds like that's what she's implying. And bet you that's what she tells me about the 1,000. Ma'am, what do you want to say?
That is exactly right.
No.
Did he ever loan you 1,000 at all and you agree to repay it?
He gave me 1,000 and had me go buy the car, never mentioning a payment or anything after that. And we were dating. I figured he just didn't want me driving his nice car.
All right. When did she get on her feet financially?
I don't know. She never did when we were together.
All right. So what made you think that you could loan her 1,000? She'll be able to pay that though. She'll be able to pay her rent and that 1,000.
I don't know. I don't know what made me think she would pay me back.
Where did you think she would get the money from?
A job.
Okay, after 1 year she didn't get a job, right?
Yes.
And you loaned her 1,000, knowing that in the whole year she hadn't gotten a job.
Yeah.
You just thought this year she will get a job.
Yes.
All right. So after she didn't and couldn't even pay the rent, you still said, I'll loan you 1,000 even though you owe me rent.
Yes.
All right. That makes sense to you?
No, not now it doesn't. But when we were dating, it was, I don't know. She
absolutely denies the loan. She double talked me on the rent, and I'm going to grant you that, $1,950. I do not think it was reasonable for you to expect her to be able to pay you $1,000 from a loan when, in fact, she hadn't been able to pay you for an entire year rent. All right, judgment for the rent, $1,950 for you, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Want to buy me another car?
No, I'm just glad. Yeah, I'm just glad I got some of the money back.
Good thing I have a job, right?
Yes. Yeah.
You won't go far.